Shalom, brothers and sisters. All praises to Yahuwah, our Heavenly Father. And my name is Brother Kuya, and I'm here to present to you the calendar for the 12th month. And the name of this 12th month is Adar. If you look at the bottom, you see the script at the bottom. It pronounced Adar, Adar, because it has a olive, dalet, and a resh sound at the end. Adar. That's how we pronounce it. Now these months have been moving pretty fast to me. This 12th month has come pretty quick. So we're gonna do something a little bit different in this video. So if you intend to make your own calendar, I appreciate if you pay real close attention because I'm going a little more detail than we have at first on making these calendars. Now, if you've already made your calendar, um, it should look up something like this because the moon has been spotted. We got confirmation that it's come out on Thursday evening, December the 14th. So that will make New Moon Day today, and all of our Shabbats will come down on Fridays. Okay? All right. So everything on your left, right here, your abbreviations right here explains what's on the right side over here. Even your colors, your positions of your numbers, and what the numbers stand for. All right. So if you made it, make it so that you can, at least you can understand. It don't have to be exactly like this right here. Um, make it so that you can understand it, and when somebody else picks it up and read it, it could be understood of what you're doing because you got a lot of numbers here. I got a lot of numbers here and a lot of colors, so I got to make sure that somebody who picks it up or download or whatever the case may be, understand what they're reading. Now, if you look at these numbers right here, this 20 and this 21, I just noticed some of these numbers gonna be off. I don't know what it is. It's because of the program. I guess it happens on different videos. So just ignore that. When I print it out, when I pull it up to print it, it comes out right. Something had to do with the program. I don't know. But either way, um, this is what your calendar should look like, close to it anyway. And whatever you do when you put your numbers in and your colors, make sure it's legible, easy for people to read. Because some people like me have vision problems, and you won't like this word December. Um, if you had a white background, white letters, it probably would make much difference. But you got like this full moon. If you had white letters in this with this background, it'll be harder to read. You see what I'm saying? So make it, if anything, at least make it easy and make it legible for people to understand. If you have downloaded or created a calendar from the previous month, just take a look at that, get that out, take a look at it, because we're gonna leave out of leave out of the 11th month on this calendar and go right into the 12th month right here on this line right here. All right, so that's where you can start your new calendar from this line right here. Okay, so we're not gonna wait. We're not gonna lose a lot of time on these right here because I got some more detailed stuff to tell you about. So just get your calendar out, and we're gonna start on this line here next to the last, the same line that the new moon comes out on. Before we get started, I want to show you something. Um, I think it's very important. Um, let's go to First Kings chapter 4, verse 7. And Shalimar had 12 officers over all Yashar, which provided victuals for the king and his household. Each man his month in a year made provision. The King Solomon, Shalimar, had appointed somebody each month to make provisions for each for his household. one man per, each month. All right. So right here we have 12. We have 12. We do not see 13 here. All right. It's a one man for each man his month in a year made provision. So that right there is self-explanatory. That tells you right there we don't need to add a 13th month. Jasher chapter 9 verse 8. And Terah. Terah was the father of what we call Abraham. His name is Abraham. Anyway, and Terah had 12 idols of large size, made of wood and stone. After the 12 months of the year, and he served each one monthly. And every month Terah would bring his meat offering and drink offering to his idols. Thus did Terah all the days. So here again we got this Terah. Terah is a story by itself. He was something else. I'm gonna tell you now. He worked for Nimrod. Terah was a pro. Terah was a problem for everybody, especially his own people. But anyway, like I say, that's another story for another time. But he had one idol per month, 12 idols. He worshiped each idol, uh, one idol per month. So right there, do not add a 13th month. We're in the 12th month. The other people are in the 10th month. Okay, so do not add that. Do not add that 13th month. Now, if you want to start making your own calendar to our new people and the people who haven't made it yet and don't know how to do it, we can go to our website. It's yahuwah-alua.com. All right, and what you do is you go to site tools and then click on calendar, and it'll bring you to this page right here. Now you can click on download and download the calendar already made there, or you can hit create. You hit the create button right here. And when you click the create button, it should bring you to a page and it tells you to download it, right? Download the calendar. I downloaded to Microsoft Word. Okay. I downloaded Microsoft Word and it's gonna come up like this right here. Now this month it's gonna be in a box. Just click in that box and type in whatever you want the details in right here. Just erase that. Same thing down here with year. All right, just click in it, click it. The box gonna pop up, and then just erase it, and then type in your information, whatever you want there. Make sure it don't go outside of the box, cause it's gonna start running into these lines here. Also, when you type it on these lines here, make sure that it's small enough so that you get the whole word in there what you want. You can't make it too big, okay? So this is what your calendar, the blank calendar, looks like right here. Now, since you got the calendar out from the previous month, let's get it and just look at the numbers here. These three numbers in this first box on the same line that the new moon is on. All right. Look at these three numbers right there because that's gonna be our starting point for the new calendar. You had to take this line right here and move it up to the top line of your blank calendar. Okay. So let's get the calendar out and let's start. We're gonna start right here. Now if you look, we have 10, 26, and 4. All right, in that box, right? And you see how I got them right here all together. But let me show you something else real quick. I've done this before. I've done it before, but I want to. I got to do it again ever so often. What you do is when you type your 10 in right here, you put you a space right there, right? And then you do the same thing with your 26, put you a space right there. Because what you're going to do, you're going to come back and you can put your cursor right there. All right. Once you put your cursor there, what you're going to do is you're going to tap this number over. You're going to tap over. Tap, 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 tab over. Well, I can't draw tap a straight line, but that's what you're going to do. You're going to start, you put your cursor between the 10 and your 26. Now, once you spaced over, it's 26 right here, spaced over. That 4 drops here, okay? That 4, once that 4 drops right there, you got to put your cursor on this side of the 4. Hold on, let me see if I could do it right there on that side of the 4. And then you're going to hit enter maybe 3, 4 times depending on the size of your numbers. All right, you can put your cursor right there, and you see how it dropped. It dropped there. It's spaced over right here. I got on space. It's very important that you put. It'll be easier if you put your a space between these numbers. You could put probably 2 if you want to, but it'll be a little, it won't make much difference. But you want to make it easier to put your cursor in between. You won't. It'll be easier, a little bit faster. That's it for me anyway. And another thing too, some people may not have this word program. They may have another program that they use. For me, I use Word. All right, and even if you don't have a program, if you have a blank calendar, just you can handwrite it out as long as it's legible and easy to read. I mean, because long as you know what you got and you can explain it to another person, that's the main thing that matters. So I'm just blessed enough to have a computer with updated enough and have Microsoft Word and whatever the case may be. But if you can handwrite. You don't have to use this exact calendar. You don't have to use one. If you go to the website where I get these from Calendar Labs, um, there are other calendars. As long as the numbers are right and your Shabbats and your noon days are right, that's the main thing that matters. All right, next box. We got the same thing. We got what we're gonna do is we're going to trail these numbers right here. We're gonna put in each box. We're going to step up a number. Okay. So we got the same thing here. Put your put your 3 numbers in, space them at least one time, maybe 2. All right, and then you got your numbers. Make sure double check. You got 10, 11. You got 26, 27, 4. You got 5. So you got to double check those. Also, if you notice right here, you don't have the word month anymore, and you don't have the word year down here anymore. What you do, you click in that box, and then you type it in. Plus, you have to save this. You're gonna save this as I normally just save it as what month and year it is. So you can save it as anything. That way, you don't have to keep downloading the calendar each month. You can go to the blank calendar if you have it downloaded to your computer. Pull up the blank calendar. Once you make changes on that calendar, you have to rename it. You got to name it, title it for the 12th month. Then once you save as, you click save as 12th month, then you can go and type anything in there, you know, and then from there on you just hit save. It's gonna be saved as the 12th month, 2023. So there's just a little bit more advice of give y'all. Same thing again. You can space over, you can space. Now you notice my fonts are the numbers are a little bit smaller. I don't know. You got to make sure that when you typing it in, that all of your settings will be the same way. Sometimes it may change on you. Sometimes the program be acting up. But um, as long as the final when we finish, it comes out right. So we tapped over, we spaced over the 5 drop. We hit enter 2 3 times. Put your cursor behind your 5 right here, and then you just enter a few times until your 5 drops down. Sometime, depending on, it may drop down below this line right here. But what you do, you just hit backspace, and it should bring it back up here on this line right here, right up here. Okay. You see how it's off a little bit, but if I had hit enter again, it was gonna drop down. But that's what we're doing right here. Okay, that's what we're looking for right there. All right, next box. We got 11 here, 27 and 5. So the next box we should have 12 and then space, 28, space, and put 6. Okay, watch this. 12, space, 28, space, and 6. Okay, just trail it. Same thing through the whole line. Space over, space, 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 28. Our 6 is going to drop. Once you hit drop, you hit enter 2, 3, 4 times, whatever, until our 6 drop down here. See, it's simple, right? You got to make sure you keep these numbers trailing. You got to make sure that you double check these numbers, cause if you get off one number, it's gonna mess the whole line up. You get way over here. Once you get over here and you got a number off, you got to go back and fix that. So make sure you double check this box. This first box right here is very important. Once you get this first box done right here, you going you're going to once you get the first box done, you're gonna trail the numbers. But once you get into once your moon change, those them are going to change. You got to change where you have your 29th or 30th day at. You got to start back at 1, and your work days are gonna change also. Okay, we're gonna get to that in a minute, but I just want to throw that out there. Now, when you get to this point, if you want to put in some notes in your box, that's fine. As long as your numbers stay in the same position and this number here don't drop below out of the box. Um, Make sure that it's legible. Make sure that it's big enough so that it's easy to read. See, the thing is, what's gonna mess a lot of people up? If it's hard to read, it's gonna be hard to understand. If you make it easy to read, there's one task they don't have to go through. So and then once they can, then once it's legible, then they can start learning the calendar itself. So if you want to put some notes in here, that's fine. Like I said, you don't have to make the calendars just like this one right here. You have to make sure that you're able to explain it to other people. You know what it is, and you can explain it to other people. And whatever the case may be, just make it easy for on the other person. All right, we're continuing on. We have 13, 13th day of December, right? See 12, 13. We got the 29th day of the 12th month following that, and you're following the work day following. So we have this box right here, right? This box is right. Make sure you put your cursor, put your numbers in, space it, and then put your cursor in there, space over to you get your numbers in the right position. The 7 is going to drop, and that's it. After that, you can put in what notes in the box you want. So far, it's pretty simple, right? Um, the 7 was up here. Put your cursor between it, space over till the 7 drops. Then when the 7 drops, then stop spacing. And so this will be your 7th um, day of the week right here. This is your Shabbat right here. And make sure now every time that you do something on this on the calendar, make sure you hit save. Already saved it as the 12th month. Make sure you hit save so you don't lose none of your work. So you mess around and if power go out or whatever the case may be, you might lose that work. So you won't have to start over. Just hit save each time. Once you got it in, hit We hit enter 2 or 3 times to see how our numbers riding up right there. So like I say, don't worry about that. And the final, when your printed calendar in there, it's gonna be right. But I don't know what's wrong with this program. Anyway, we have our days trailing each other, and this was our last Shabbat for the 11th month. This box here. You see how our numbers has changed again in size, and the 7 is back down, but that don't matter. The main thing is these numbers are in the right position, and they are trailing the numbers come in the box before that. All right, here's your note here, the fourth Shabbat on this line here. If you look at the last line in the previous month, it'll be in the same position. What it is, instead of being on this line, we just brought it up to this line here. The same, just keep it going. Just keep it trailing right here. It's not hard, but you got to keep your mind on what you're doing. Next box, put in your three numbers. Put in your three numbers, space, space, right there. Same thing every time. Three numbers and then space between them. Put in your 14. Then since this is a 30-day month, you can put in the 30th day. This crescent moon right here, this doesn't mean that the moon is gonna come out on that night. It means if you look at your notes, it said look for crescent moon. So we had to start looking for it on the 29th day. All right. So we start looking for it. If you don't see it, we got to get a confirmation. We'll see it the next day. Long as it's confirmed, you just can't take the guesswork out of it. You can't just go to Moon Giant and say, okay, it's a new moon. No, it just don't work like that. It had to be a confirmation. All right. So we got there 14, 30, and 1. This is, so you had your Shabbat. This is the 30-day month right here. So this right here is a work day. You go back to work this day. Right here. It's day one. Day one of the work week. Same thing. Space over. Space, 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 space. Same thing. Keep it going. Our one was up here, right? You put your cursor in front of the one, hit enter. You know, a one, it was over here, it came down. Hit enter, your one gonna come down. The first work day of the week. Same thing every time. Now this time, instead of putting on your work day of the week, it's a new month now. So this is just a note you could put in to start. You put in your three numbers, your 15th day of the lunar month, the first day of the solar month. I'm sorry, my bad. 15th day of the solar month, first day of the lunar month, right? And this starting the 12th month, 12th lunar month. So you can put that down, put that in there as a note, all right? And do the same thing we was doing there first. You know, put your, let's see, space right here. Put another space right there, all right? Because you're going to come back. Once you type it in, you're going to come back and you can put your cursor between it and then you can space over. See how it's working out? I had to do this every month. Um, so space over till this drops. Then put your cursor right here. Click till it drops down. All right, it drops down right there. So we've got so far what we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blocks so far taken care of. All right. So let's do a couple more. Make sure we go in the same, keep the same thing going since this is a new month. All right. You got to keep your head together. Okay. Keep thinking it the whole time. Cause we're gonna come back from your 15th. You got to put in 16th day right here, right? All right. And then this is the second day of the month. now the new month. So you put your 2 right there, and it's the first work day of the new month for this week, because this right here is just new moon day. This is a day of celebration right here. This is a celebration day right here. So this is the first day of the work week right here on Saturday. All right. So put your space in between them. It's like you did it first, and then we're gonna go on from there. You see? Make sure the numbers fall in the corners, separate itself so you can distinguish one from the other one. All right. And like I say, if you put colors on them, make sure that if you got a dark background, try to have a light, the letters light, because you don't want to put like a blue and a black together. So put that blue, make the letters white, like this 16, let's say this 16 had a blue background. It'll be hard to see. Let's see if I can make it. No, let's gonna erase it. But what I'm saying is make sure that you can put that you can read the letters inside the background. Make sure it's legible. All right. Um, let's see. Get my pointer going. Pointer. Okay, there we go. 16th day of the solar month. Second day of the lunar month. First day of the work week. Okay. Now, since we got all our numbers in, we can go back and um, put in our notes. Make sure we got all our numbers right in the right position. Put in our notes in here. Make sure all the letters are in place and none are out of the box. Cause if I hit enter too many times, this one gonna drop down here. It's gonna drop out of sight. But you don't fret, because in Word you can just hit backspace and bring it back up. But make sure when you get everything in position that you want to save it so you won't lose none of your work. This box just going to trail the other box, where we just come from. We're going to put our numbers in, make sure that we put our spaces in right here between these numbers. All right, and we're gonna do the same thing. It don't change because you didn't change lines. When you change up is when the months change. And in case of the Shabbat, you can change when you get the seventh uh, day of the week, the Shabbat day. You have your 6 working days and your 7 day your Shabbat, so you can start those back over. And all of them should start back over uh, on this day. All right, your work day is gonna start on this day because this is gonna be the seventh day. So you got 1, 2 right there, 3, 4, 5, 6 working days. Day 7 right here. Okay. I didn't mean to make that a 6. I would just let you know where I pointed with, but this is day 7 right here. Okay. So you can start back over with 1, 1, 1, 1. If you can have 4 Shabbats. Once again, we're going to space over. Get my pointer going back here again. And try my pen again. We spaced over, space bar. Okay. To our 2 drop, the second day drop. You put your cursor right here in front of it, hit enter 2 or 3 times, and it should come out the same way. Once we put our cursor on the left hand side of the 2, then hit the enter 2 to 3 times, depending on, I don't know how many times. I hit mine about 3 times. It's going to drop down, and that's what you're looking for right there. So we did this whole line the same way, okay? With the exception of a few of these boxes right here, we will put our notes in. And so when we put our notes in, we got to make sure that we don't put too much in that box, so it don't um X out the letters, the numbers if we have at the bottom. So that's pretty much it, brothers and sisters. All right, brothers and sisters, this is what your calendar should look like when you finish, okay? It should, with the exception of a few of these numbers right here, it should look something like this right here. You should be able to explain every number, every position it's in, the colors, and also the abbreviations. That's what I do. But like I say, you do not have to make it just like mine. I've been doing this for a while now, and I've been adding a little bit at the time for people been following me, so they can identify what's going on. So you don't have to do it just like this. My main concern is make sure that it's legible. If you do not have the programs we have to work with Word or whatever, just do it by hand. But you can still use the same method um, to make sure that your days, your Shabbats, and your new moons line up. Okay, make sure that they line up. Your numbers are correct. That's the biggest thing. You can have to make sure your numbers are right. If you make a mistake, if you have to start over, start over. If you use a computer, make sure you save your work as you go. Like I say, once you pull up your new calendar, it's gonna have the word month in here, and you have the word year. If you're gonna use it on the computer, you click in that box, erase it, and then you put in whatever month it is. Things like in this case, 12th month, 2023, and then you click save as 12th month, 2023. Then whatever you put in on this side over here is fine. You just keep hitting save. But first of all, you want to hit save as. So when the next month come in, you can just go to that blank calendar, pull it up, change it to the first month, 2024, hit save as, boom, and you got it. You just keep rolling from there to hit save. So this is pretty much it right here, okay? So I hope, you know, y'all got some understanding out of it. I know I have a hard time sometimes explaining myself, but this is pretty much what we're looking for right here. Well, brothers and sisters, that's going to be it for the video for today. And if you want to learn more on any other topics, I advise you to go to our website. It's yahuwah-alua.com. And we have people there that will be glad to help you out with any questions and concerns that you have. We asked the brothers to go to Brother Daoud. He's our main teacher. He's overseeing the whole website, and he's our teacher now. And he's been our teacher for a while, but we just getting the website up and running, and so far it's doing a pretty good job. The sisters, we asked you go to Sister Delalia, and she has a section for the daughters of Yashar, and also she has a section for little girls, and she have a section also for just children in general to learn and to apply the things that they've learned, and so she'll be taking care of that. We have two more sisters also, Sister Daya and Sister Maya. They could help you out also with any of your concerns, but I'll go to Sister Delalia first, and she can direct you in the right place. Brother Mayaka, he is our site administrator, and he does a very good job. Everything that you see on that website, he has touched it. He has taken care of all of the kinks that we had in it, and also he's constantly adding new stuff, new material, new content, where it makes it easier for anybody to come through there and maneuver around. So I advise you to go to the site. You just need an email and a password, and then just come in and you're on your way. We have a section where you can learn. We have learning tools to help you how to learn the language. Uh, we have a section where you can have like a chat meeting, your Shaw meetup. We have that and other things that he's gotten set up. Um, So he's done a very good job. Brother Dash, he is going to be our person to give us um, legal advice as far as like how to conduct yourself when you get stopped by police, and like whatever the case may be legally. Um, and also we understood he can help us with financial advice too. So he has a blog, and it's a very good blog, and that should be, when you get a chance, if you sign up, go to his blog and read his blog. It is very good. It'll keep you there for a while, but you'll get a lot out of it. And you can come to me, Brother Kuya, and I can help you out with questions, concerns that you have, and also calendars and whatever other things you might need, might want to get into. You want to learn certain things, I will gladly help you out. But our main teacher is Brother Daoud, and hit either one of us up in email, and I guarantee you that your question, the problem you concerned about, will be answered. Cause we've been together now for a while, and this group right here, we were a tight group, and we work together, and so we want to help all of our brothers and sisters um, with, with any concerns that they have. So this video is long enough, and I pray that you got some out of it. I advise you to just keep all of Yahuwah's Sabbaths, feast days, and go by only His commandments. Okay, and that's why I'll make this calendar, because this is one of the most important things we have to do in order to make it in the kingdom. We have to follow by His Sabbaths, and all of His laws, and His Sabbath days, Shabbats more or less, or it's in the commandments. So I'm gonna call it a day, and I will see you soon. Hopefully before the month is out. Shalom.